Well, it is always a good day when our daytime gardener, Jeanne Cope, joins us on the show, and she says spring has not sprung yet. We need to hold off. So today we're talking about some indoor plants. And you picked out some beautiful ones.
I know, aren't these things pretty? Yes. Tony Volk over at Evergreen loaned me these, and I have to have them back right after the show, so they're not mine. But he has, if you go in his greenhouses, it's just a mass of color. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. And if you have a greenhouse at home, you can grow these too, or if you just grow them inside. But I would not put them out at all unless I lived in Miami or Key West or somewhere.
So these folks need to stay inside. They're high maintenance plants.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, and we mentioned the color. When you think about plants, a lot of times we just think about the green and the different shades of green, but you can get some beautiful colors in your plants.
Oh, absolutely. And they go with your decor, you know, like Limelight over here, the Dracaena, which that's a new Dracaena. We've never had Limelight before. And if you have colors in a room that need popping, that would just really dazzle somebody, and they'd come in and say like, wow man, where'd you get that, you know?
Well, and it's dark on the bottom, and then as it comes up, it's yellow.
Yes.
I mean, truly.
It is.
That's pretty.
And the more light it gets, but it has to be warm light, the more bright the colors are of it. And in his whole display, if you looked at all the Dracaenas, I picked the most golden and yellow of all of them. And it was a little taller than some, and it was closer to the sunlight coming through the greenhouse roof.
Okay.
And that's why it's such a bright color.
It's beautiful. And then I love this one with the reds and the purples in there.
Yes, that's a Dracaena. Now, we've had Dracaenas around for many years. Most of them we see at Christmas time, and they have bright red, like almost a Chinese red bloom on them. And this one is a deeper red, which is why I picked that. I kind of like to select plants that are new on the market and see how they do. Sometimes they're like, oh gee, and
not so much, huh? And then
other times they're just wonderful. And this Dracaena I think is going to be a real hit. If you have someone in the hospital or something and you want to take a gift to the house after they're home, these are wonderful for that.
Okay.
And then the Begonia is a tuberous begonia. It has a root, ball of a root like a bulb almost, only they call it a tuber. And these are very gently started in sand in early spring.
Okay.
And then when they start rooting, then you can put them more in the light, and then you have to put a stake in them usually to hold them up.
Okay.
So this is a more fragile plant and doesn't bloom very long, but when it's in bloom, it is wonderful. And this is called Picotee because it has two colors. It has yellow, and then it has this orange cerise color around the edges of it.
They're beautiful.
Which just makes it pop right out at you, you know?
And beautiful for spring and coming into summer.
Absolutely.
And if you want to be the one to brag to your neighbors that you're already eating tomatoes while their plants are just green with these little green ones, you think that you might have quite a tool for us.
I think so, maybe. I don't know if someone gave me this or if I ordered it somewhere, but if you took it out of the bag, it has big columns of plastic in it, and you fill those columns with water. And the water insulates your plant. Now, if the temperature goes way down, it's going to freeze your plant.
Okay, so you got to be careful still.
You have to be careful still, but generally you don't plant tomatoes until after May 15th.
Okay, let's show the camera. It's called Cozy Coats, and it just goes around your tomato plant.
And then you fill it with water, so it's insulated with water. It insulates your plant with water.
Okay.
Which is a really neat idea. They do a lot of plants starting them that way. It's expensive because of the water, and water's not easy to get sometimes for some people.
Okay.
But it's a wonderful thing.
You think it'll work, right?
Yeah.
It's got the Jeanne seal of approval?
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yes.
Well, always fun to have you on the show. Thank you for these beautiful plant ideas. I love the different pops of color.
I know.
So many options out there.
Yeah, and it just makes your room pop. See, if you had Limelight here with all of your beiges and beautiful new furniture.
Well, why don't you tell Tony that something happened to Limelight on the way over, and we'll just keep Limelight right over here. He'll never notice,
That's
right?
That's right. He'll never know it, right?
All right. Thanks,
All right.
Jeanne. Always fun to have you on the show.
And you too. Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're back to wrap things up. I believe I hear some pets
I
in our
heard
studio.
those pets
No, they're so
too.
cute. I can't
Yeah,
wait to see them.
know.